Good evening, USFFL, and welcome to USFFL Live, the latest in our quest for the Battle of the Harlan McLean Trophy. A couple of games on tap tonight. We've got first up the Steelers at the Falcons, and then we will have, starting about halftime of that game approximately, we should have the Titans at the Eagles. It's a USFFL doubleheader coming up. All right, welcome back to the studio. Let's get me out and the game in. Bear with me a second while I get us all set up here. There it is. Last week when I broadcast Bengals Titans and had to be pinged in the middle of the game, 10 minutes in, hey, we can't hear you, Tim. So don't mind taking a little bit to double check here. So give me a second. All right, looks like the game's up. Make sure the volume's working. All right, looks like the game's up. All right, there it is. We are solid. So let's start focusing on game number one. We have a couple of games tonight. Game number two got a 45-minute delay, approximately should be kicking off somewhere around halftime of this one. So we will open with this interconference matchup. The Pittsburgh Steelers, coached by Peter Shibley, our USFFL champion from 2 seasons ago. And he will be taking on the Atlanta Falcons and rookie coach Chris Kaufman, who's on a little bit of a heater lately. And I think we may have had a turnover to start this game. We'll double check in a second. Here's a 7-yard run, Najee Harris. And it's 2nd and 3, Pittsburgh at the 46. I think, if I saw correctly, I think the Falcons coughed it up. Let's see. Falcons had the ball first, and indeed, 8 plays, 37 yards, and a fumble. So the Steelers defense forcing a turnover on the game's opening possession. Fumble by the quarterback, Marcus Mariota. So an early turnover has the Steelers up near midfield. 2nd and 3. Najee Harris in the blocking back set. There's a key on Najee, but it's a pass flat out to the side. Caught there. Deontay Johnson's got a first down. Mitchell Trubisky on the pass. And we'll take a look at the quarterback situation here based on that, because now I'm curious. Trubisky with 180 attempts and Kenny Pickett with 389. So Pickett the starter, and probably when you're facing an NFC opponent, that's the time to go to your second best quarterback. So that's probably why we're seeing Trubisky tonight. Still an important game. Steelers are 5 and 6. Here's a quick in over the middle. 2 linebackers in zone and incomplete. Nice call by the defensive coach, Chris Kaufman, keeping a couple of LBs in that middle zone. Forced the incompletion. Atlanta Falcons, as we mentioned, coached by rookie coach Chris Kaufman, who began the season 0 and 6, but starting to put it together a little bit. 3 and 3 in his last 6 games, including 2 wins in a row coming into this one, looking for a 3rd straight. Here's a 2nd and 10 run off tackle, Jaylen Warren, and he's got himself 7 yards for a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The defensive cards for the Falcons, not the league's best. Looking at that right there, wow, it's +7 on a 6, short gains on 7 and 8. It says the Falcons are, and I'm pulling it out now, and I'm looking at the wrong, where is it? There we go. Falcons are poor against the run and, for good measure, very poor rated against the pass defensively. 3rd and 3. Here's a screen to the tailback Harris, and that's going to be incomplete. That's going to set up a 4th and 3 at the Atlanta 39. Defense called run, but a good roll for the Falcons on defense. Took it to the defensive card for an interception split roll. And decision time for Peter Shibley, 4th and 3. He's going to go for it here at the 39. He is in range, actually, all the way out to the 42 for a 2 through 7 and 12. So based on that alone, I'm going to say I'm a little surprised he's going for it, but at the same time, the Falcons have a rough defense, so I kind of get that too. 4th and 3, blocking back set. Jalen Warren, instead of Najee Harris, is the tailback here. 3-4. Out of the defense, short yardage is the call, but it's a screen. Jalen Warren with a receiver roll opportunity. Warren's got it. He's got first down yardage inside the 30, brought down at the 27 by Jalen Hawkins. 1st and 10 there for the Steelers. Happy to say that we're past the 6 o'clock hour, and that means I'm officially off the clock. Started this broadcast with the fear I might get a call, but I did not. First down, flat pass. This one's going to Freiermuth. Steelers tied in, and Trubisky on his card hits the short gain on a 3. Nice roll, 12-yard gain. That's into the red zone and brought down at the 15-yard line. Richie Grant on the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 15 for Pittsburgh. Safety up close for the Falcons, showing blitz here. Out of the 3-4, Jalen Warren stays in on this first down play. Steelers still out of the blocking back set. Pickens and Deontay Johnson are the wideouts. Defense calls pass, but it's run off tackle and a 6-yard pickup as Jalen Warren beats the nose tackle. Speaking of that nose tackle, he's 0 with a 2 blitz. Not the great nose tackle, but an injury to the Pittsburgh center might make him relevant today. Here's a short pass, and Deontay Johnson has it, and he's into the end zone. A quick touchdown for Pittsburgh. Actually hit the long gain on the short pass card, 3 men. So that would have been a touchdown from 31 out. But instead, it's a 9-yard touchdown. Trubisky to Deontay Johnson. On his second catch of the day, extra point by Boswell's good. And halfway through the first quarter, Steelers up on the road, 7-0. So the Falcons with their second offensive drive now. Back-to-back wins the last 2 weeks against the Commanders and who was that other team I saw? Commanders and the Bears. Oh, and a huge loss there. 8-yard loss. Tyler Algier tried to do an end run to Algier and hit the 5 on his right column and lost 8 yards. Terrible break. 2nd and 18, back at the 17. Falcons not a team that's going to work out of trouble if they get behind the sticks, especially if they need passing game. Falcons pass offense. Ranks last in the league at 151 yards passing a game. Back to pass, and he's sacked. Brought down immediately by linebacker Alex Highsmith. Pittsburgh defense making early noise here, forcing a fumble on the game's opening drive. That leads to a Pittsburgh score. And now just 2 plays into the second drive for Atlanta. They're facing a 3rd and 26 at their own 9. They will remain in the blocking back set. It's Cordero Patterson now as the tailback. Steelers out of the 3-4. We mentioned the Steelers are 5-6, and that has them in the hunt in the AFC wildcard race. Here's an end run, Marcus Mariota, and he's got space, and he's going to get a good gainer. It's 15. Got it on the defensive card on the split roll, but it's not near enough for a first down. It's going to be 4th and 11 at their 24, and here comes a punt, and it's a beauty. Bradley Pinion with a 73-yard punt all the way back to the 3-yard line of Atlanta. I think we might see him let that bounce. He does, and another bad roll for the Falcons. Keeps it inside the 5. A 1-yard loss after that bounce, so Pinion deadens it perfectly, and the Steelers will take over 1st and 10 at their 4-yard line. Boy, and after that rough second drive for Atlanta, they needed that punt. So the Steelers return to offense now with decidedly worst field position they had on their opening drive. First down play. Defense calls run. Here's a square out. Deontay Johnson with a good yak opportunity. +5 from Trubisky. And -1. Deontay Johnson's going to make a net of 4. 2nd and 6. Deontay Johnson ranks E for yak. So not a surprise that he didn't contribute there. Now at the 8-yard line. Jaylen Warren, the tailback, out of the blocking back. The safety up close again for Atlanta, showing blitz. Jalen Hawkins. Here's a run play off tackle. Jaylen Warren, and he's going to plow forward, and he's got himself a first down. 7 yards, needed 6. 1st and 10. Steelers at the 15-yard line now. With 0 linebackers in zone. Off tackle, no men. It's going to be on a 6. It's +7. And then you got short gains back-to-back beyond that. So that middle of that card really makes it easy to run on this Falcon defense. 2 tight ends set now. Gentry and Freiermuth. Najee Harris back in the game at tailback. Falcons out of the base 3-4. Guess pass. Here's a pitch out, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss. Brought down by defensive end Taquan Graham. Needed to be a 5 on the white die. There he is, Taquan Graham. Well, no, I'm not seeing that. Anyway, 2nd and 11. And here's a pitch out. Jaylen Warren's got space. First down, yardage, and more. Out across the 35 and brought down at the 36. Jaylen Warren with a pickup of 22 on his end run wrong card. And it's 1st and 10 Steelers out to the 36-yard line. Falcons, we mentioned defensively, struggling this year. Here's a deep ball to George Pickens, and that's going to be caught. 34-yard pickup on that play. Pickens with a 5 on the white die beats defender Darren Hall for 34. And now all the way into field goal range. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 30. This drive began at the 4. Here's a 1st and 10 square out pass. Deontay Johnson again, and he's got a receiver opportunity. Johnson's got it, and he's got himself a first down inside the 20-yard line. Brought down at the 17. Tackle on the play by Darren Hall. Into the red zone now, 1st and 10. Trubisky starting out hot, 7 of 9, 92 yards and a touch. And right back into the red zone here. Safety up close for the Falcons. Here's a square out right back to Deontay Johnson, and he's got the linebacker beat with a 4 on the white die. Short gain, first down yardage. Pick up a 13, 1st and goal at the 4, and everything clicking offensively for the Steelers. Here come the heavy hogs for the Steelers. On 1st and goal from the 4, 3 running backs, 2 tight ends. 3-4 blitz from the Falcons. Trubisky now 8 for 10, over 100 yards. Defense calls run it is. Off tackle, and Najee Harris brought down immediately. That went to the defensive guard, but found 2 linebackers in zone, and they managed to make a stop, 2nd and goal. Right back to the heavy formation. 3-4 blitz again from Atlanta. Back to pass. Defense calls pass, and sure enough, he's brought down. Sack on the play. Grady Jarrett. Loss of 9. And that'll make it 3rd and goal at the 13 now. Big sack for Atlanta. Not a team known for their sacks. Steelers have allowed only 7 sacks, and the Falcons only have 8. But the Falcons get through there and clutch. Here's a screen to Jaylen Warren, and incomplete. So it's 4th and goal at the 13. Got the interception split roll on the defensive card. Here comes a 30-yard field goal attempt. Chris Boswell, 2 through 11. It's good. And with just seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Steelers are up 10-0 on the road. Touch back on the ensuing play, and the Falcons will take over now. 1st and 10 at their 25, 18 seconds left here, first quarter. Falcons, we mentioned, 32nd ranked defense in the league, averaging 453 allowed per game. That's crazy. Offense only a little better, ranking 31st at 300.2 yards per game. Nevertheless, Falcons have won 3 of their last 6 and each of their last 2, showing some improvement. 2 tight end set. Defense gets his pass, but it's a run. Tyler Algier this time right up the middle with him. And Algier on his card's got to pick up a 6. Falcons have really good running backs. And if they can get enough passing game to keep the defenses honest, they can make that work. Falcons' rush offense is top 10, averaging 156 yards per game. Now into the second quarter. Pittsburgh up 10-0. Now on 2nd and 4, it's another run right up the middle. Caleb Huntley and another 6 yards. Algier and Huntley back-to-back with 6-yard gains on their wrong column. And if the Falcons can stay on the wrong column running the ball in this game, they might have a chance to stay in it. That's where they would prefer to live. To do that, they've got to keep it close. They're currently down 10-0. So an important drive here early. Huntley stays in the game at tailback. Wideouts are Demir Bird and Drake London. Here's a pitch out. Caleb Huntley looking for the edge. Defense is calling pass. Huntley gets his card again, and he's got a short gain. And that's going to be a good one across midfield. Pick up a 17, brought down at the Pittsburgh 46. 3 straight runs for the Falcons. And they're into Pittsburgh territory. They'll stay in the blocking back set, 3-4 from the Steelers. Now the Steelers call run. Here's the offset. Square out pass, Drake London. So give Coach Chris Kaufman credit. He's got a nice rhythm going here. +4 on the quarterback and some yak opportunity and nothing doing. 4-yard pass to Drake London. Drake London with a D-rated yak couldn't do much either. 2nd and 6. There is an injury on the offense to Drew Dahlman. We'll look at that here. Looks like it's probably the offensive line, and in fact, it's the center. So both of these teams now without their starting center. And on 2nd and 6, here comes a pitch out to Tyler Algier. It's going to be a short yardage defense, so a good call here from Coach Shibley on the defense. Goes to the defensive card, and it's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. Offensive onside end. And with that 2 tight end set, the Falcons had running on that play. That tight end on the left side of the line made the block necessary. It's 2nd and 1. Steelers did have a linebacker in the zone that saved the first down. Oh, I see here. We've got a penalty. So wipe away the down. It's Pittsburgh was offsides. So 2nd and 1 after that encroachment penalty. At the Pittsburgh 37-yard line. 2 tight end set again here for Kaufman's Falcons. Here comes a sneak. Mariota going to try to make it across, and he does, although there's another penalty and yet another neutral zone infraction. So the Steelers front line getting a little jumpy. Back-to-back encroachment penalties on the Falcons. Now 1st and 10 at the Steelers 32. Coming up very soon, we expect kickoff of Titans at Eagles. Titans coached by Pete Quagliarini and the Eagles by Bruce Bogg. Mariota back to pass. He looks shorty, and he is incomplete. Mariota was looking at Kyle Pitts, the tight end, and 3 men on the defensive card found the interception split roll. Lucky to get out of there without the pick. 2nd and 10. Huntley the tailback again out of the blocking back set. And 2nd and long, we'll see what he does. Defense calls run. Here's a deep ball, and the zone's empty. He's going deep to Drake London. So an opportunity here from 32 yards out. Mariota to his card, and he's got it. Catch. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Drake London. There are no flags. So give Coach Chris Kaufman credit on that drive. He had a good rhythm for the most part, running when they were guessing pass, passing when they were guessing run. And Mariota connects with Drake London on a touchdown. Cut it back to a one-score game. Younghoe Koo with the extra point is good. And with 12:54 to go here in the second quarter from Atlanta, the Falcons on the board, trailing 10-7. There's a kickoff return by 31 yards. Out to the 36 by Steven Sims. Steelers kick returner Steven Sims ranks second in the USFFL, averaging 30.6 per kick return. Didn't hurt his average there. Steelers with good field position. Here's an off tackle, Najee Harris, and just a 2-yard gain. Offensive onside end. Could not make the block. It's 2nd and 8. Falcons bring up their safety close. They're showing blitz here. They guess pass, but it's a run again. Off tackle, Najee Harris, and he's got himself a first down run. Pick up a 15 on the defensive card. Split roll. Mentioned their card is really bad against the run. That split roll for the 15 is 2 through 11. Only double sixes would have stopped it at 5 yards. So the Steelers across midfield now at the Atlanta 47, 1st and 10. Jaylen Warren now in at tailback. Blocking back set. Defense guesses pass it is. Looking deep and incomplete. There is a penalty. And it is going to be pass interference against the defense. So that actually went to the defensive card and had the interception split roll, but pass interference kind of made that point moot. 21-yard penalty. 1st and 10 Steelers at the Atlanta 26. Here's a first down run. Pitch out. Jaylen Warren heading for the edge, and he's brought down quickly. Taquan Graham, again, defensive end with a tackle. 4 on the white die, and Graham with another stop. 2nd and 11. Safety up close again. Jalen Hawkins showing blitz. Here's a screen to the right side. Linebacker in zones going to the tailback, Jaylen Warren, and he's going to get it. And he's got first down yardage again, beating a 0-rated linebacker. 7 on the defensive card. Linebacker in zone, not good enough. Into the red zone. Steelers now 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 13. Trubisky, 9 of 12, 119 yards. Tailback now is Benny Snell. Here's an off-tackle run to Snell on his card, and he is brought down. Gain of 5 on the play. Low usage running back containment rule. Snell actually got a plus 12 on his card. But because he's not carded for enough carries, sometimes they shut you down early. 2nd and 5 at the Atlanta 8. That's going to put the linebackers up close. They're keying on the running back, but it's a pass. Short. Freiermuth. He's got it. That's a touchdown. Penalty on the play. Let's see if it stands. Holding against Pittsburgh. So that's going to be something Atlanta will gladly take. Wipe away the points. It's 2nd and 15 now. Steelers at the Atlanta 18-yard line. So not far enough of a loss to get the safety from coming up close. Blocking back set. Here's a nickel defense and a screen to the tailback, incomplete. And credit to the defensive coach. Kaufman had a couple of linebackers in zone. And on the defensive card, that made the difference. 3rd and 15 now, Pittsburgh. They'll go 3 wide receivers. Steven Sims now is out there. Defense gets his pass. It's a screen. 2 linebackers in zone again, but it goes to the offensive card. Yak opportunity. And that's going to be not quite enough. Jalen Warren gets a total of 11 yards, setting up a 4th and 4 at the 7. And the Steelers are going to go ahead and kick this field goal from 24 yards. Boswell nails it. His second field goal of the first half. And the Steelers now lead 13-7 with 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first half. Let's double check and make sure we don't have the other game number yet. Doesn't appear that we do. We'll be keeping an eye for that. Eagles and Titans coming up next. And a kick return by Avery Williams has them out to the 31-yard line. Return of 24 yards. Back to pass on first down is Mariota. He is looking short. Steelers called pass. And he's flushed the quarterback out. So Mariota going to do a little dump off to Pruitt. And he's got it. Catch and run. First down yardage for Pruitt. That's a pickup of 12 yards. Brought down by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Atlanta 1st and 10 now out to the 43-yard line. Short pass again and incomplete. Drake London was the target. Mariota couldn't find it on his card on wrong. Another good call as the defense was looking for a run. 2nd and 10 now. At the 43. Short yardage is the defensive call. Here's an end run to the quarterback, and that's never good. Mariota brought down with a 6-yard loss. And who do you expect made that tackle? That's right, T.J. Watt. 3rd and 16 now for Atlanta at their own 37. Nice call there. Very nice call by Coach Peter Shibley. Atlanta, an offense that would struggle to overcome negative plays. And on 3rd and 16, the Steelers. A couple safeties in there. A deep dime. Back to pass, Mariota. And he is throwing, and it's caught. Damiere Byrd. And up close to the marker. 3 yards short. Going to be 4th and 3 right at midfield at the 50. 6:36 to go. Down by 6. I have to think he might punt it, but maybe not. You've got a couple of great running backs. And indeed, Coach Kaufman going to send the offense out there. 3 wide receivers and 1 fullback, so not really any runners in the game. 1 rush attempt averaging 2.0, so he's basically committing to throw on 4th and 3 other than running it with the quarterback. And Mariota is indeed dangerous on that end run. 3-4 defense. It's a short yardage defensive call. Here comes a flat pass, though, and that's going to be caught and good for a first down. There's a flag, and it is a personal foul on top of that. Late hit on the quarterback. And a 10-yard catch and pass. Marcus Mariota to Olamide Zacharias. Or I should say Zacchaeus. Tack on 15 more, and it's suddenly 1st and 10 at the Steelers' 25. So gamble pays off there for Coach Kaufman. 2 tight ends come into the game. Huntley out, Tyler Algier now in at tailback. Steelers out of the 3-4. And the Steelers quickly 4 penalties, 35 yards here. Here's a first down screen pass. Tyler Algier, but no, brought down, sack on the play. Could not get the pass off. Alex Highsmith with his 2nd sack of this game. And it is 2nd and 19 at the Pittsburgh 34. Wow. Atlanta having trouble avoiding negative plays against this defense. Steelers defense comes in, ranks 17th, averaging 358 yards allowed per game. Here's a flare to Cole Pruitt. Defense called run, and it's going to be a pickup of 7 yards. So that's a little bit better. Sets up 3rd and 12, and we've got an injury on the play, and it's a big one. It's Minkah Fitzpatrick. Doesn't look like a long injury. Let's take a look. Minka's going to miss the remainder of this game. So that'll change things. Minka Fitzpatrick is a 6-rated safety, run or pass. Going to be replaced by 0-4. Here's 3rd and 12. Nickel defense from the Steelers. 4 wide receivers split out. Mariota out of the pistol. Back to pass. Looks short. Going to Drake London. No good. 4th and 12 at the Pittsburgh 27. I would think we're going for a field goal. It is 2 through 10. Young Wei Koo comes on. And by the way, we've got another big injury to talk about here that I just noticed on the Pittsburgh defense. Young Wei Koo from 44. It's up and good. And with 4:48 to go here in the first half, Atlanta's field goal has cut it to a 3-point lead for Pittsburgh, 13-10. Also injured on that play is Cameron Hayward, none other than a defensive right end 6 with a blitz rating of 11, replaced by a 0 blitz rating 1. So a huge loss there. How long is he out for? Cameron Hayward only out for the next 4 minutes plus. So that part, good news for Peter Shibley and his Steelers, who take over now at their own 29. Off tackle run, Najee Harris, he loses a yard. 2nd and 11, good call there. Coach Kaufman sniffing out a run call. 2nd down and 11. Safety up close, showing blitz here. Najee Harris, the tailback. Back to pass, looking deep and going to Freiermuth, but he's going to be forced to scramble and not much room. Brought down after just a 3-yard gain. Tackle on the play by Michael Walker. 3rd down and 8 now at the 3-minute mark. Steelers from their own 31. So an important 3rd down based on a 3-point game and just 3 minutes left on this first half clock. 3rd and 8 out of the shotgun. Trubisky. 3 wide receivers split out. Jalen Warren beside him. The run is there for you because it's a deep dime showing blitz. Back to pass, looking short to Freiermuth. He's got it. 1st down yardage and a personal foul on top of that. And that penalty is going to march the Steelers across midfield now at the Atlanta 43. First down pitch out, Najee Harris. And nothing doing. Lost another yard on that one. Najee Harris, 7 carries so far, just 21 yards. He's out of the game now. Jalen Warren back in. 2:24 remaining. Falcons out of the nickel. Here's the off tackle. Jalen Warren to the defensive card, and Warren's got himself another good carry. 15-yard run on that 2 through 11 split roll on the defensive card. Warren now 6 carries, 56 yards. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here in Atlanta, where the Steelers on the road are up 13-10. And they have a 1st and 10 now at the Atlanta 29-yard line. Safety up close, showing blitz. The call is run, though, and it's a square-out pass. Deontay Johnson, receiver, and Johnson's got it. 1st down yardage. Pick up a 14, brought down by A.J. Terrell. Steelers 1st and 10 now at the 15 of Atlanta. Clock runs down to 1:37. I don't know if you're Atlanta with 1:37 remaining. Would you start taking timeouts? You're not really built to score quickly. 2 tight end set. Freiermuth and Gentry. 3-4 blitz from the defense. Here's a pass short. Pickens has it, and it's good for a 1st down inside the 5. Brought down at the 4-yard line. Caught the Falcons guessing run. And Trubisky hits Pickens for the 2nd time in this game. 1st and goal now at the 4-yard line. Actually 67 seconds remaining here before halftime. Back to pass, looking short, and it's going to be incomplete. Trubisky was looking for Pat Freiermuth and got the interception split roll on his card. 2nd and goal at the 4. Another 3-4 blitz, another short pass. Freiermuth, incomplete as a receiver result. Gave Freiermuth 4 chances on his card. He missed them all. I think Freiermuth has had at least 3 or 4 pass attempts to the end zone in this game already. And he actually comes in tied for 3rd in the USFFL with 7 touchdowns reception. Coach Shibley was looking to add to that on back-to-back plays there. Now we've got a big 3rd and goal at the 4. Jalen Warren, the tailback, out of the blocking back. Nickel blitz, back to pass, looking short to Pickens, and it's incomplete. Actually rolled the interception split roll on 4-man Atlanta card. So it's 4th and goal at the 4, and the field goal kicker comes out again. Boswell with another chippy. It is good. And the Steelers right back to a 6-point lead at 16-10 with 37 seconds remaining. Ensuing kickoff is a touchback. The Falcons will take over at their 25. I don't know what an offense does like this to try to make up those 75 yards quickly. Well, they start by not liking their play call, so they call timeout. Makes it even less likely that they're going to do anything deliberately aggressive here. Cordell Patterson is the tailback. Steelers do stay in a 3-4. And you operate out of a 3-4 instead of a dime. I got to be tempted. The defense calls run, and here's a deep ball to Drake London. So he unzipped his fly, and no good, incomplete. Marcus Mariota could not capitalize. Kind of a puzzling call defensively there for the Steelers. I'm looking at, I guess there is a 40-yard run possibility on Patterson's card, but still a little bit of a surprise. 2nd and 10 at the 25 now. Full house formation. So after taking one shot at it, it looks like Coach Kaufman might be content to try to run the clock down here. Defense out of the nickel this time. And that long pass wrong. Mariota had about 5-6 opportunities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going deep again and incomplete. This time the safety rolls into the zone and creates 2 men there. Went to the defensive card. 3rd and 10 now at the Atlanta 25. That is not the first coach I've seen while broadcasting this year drop a full house formation and then try to cross you up with a deep ball. 3rd and 10 at the 25. 22 seconds left. And now 4 wide receivers are going to split out for the Falcons. Steelers out of the nickel. I wonder if he might use that and run it to try to kill clock here. We'll see. I don't know about throwing here, but he does. Deep ball again. This one's going to Olamide Zacchaeus and incomplete again as it went to the defensive card. 2-men in zone. It's 4th and 10 at the 25. They'll punt. 15 seconds remaining. So 3 long passes. It occurred to me as I was looking at that last one with Minkah Fitzpatrick out, that's 6 changed to a 0. It's more reasonable to understand why you might be looking at that. Here's a punt of just 36 yards. Not a good one. Fair catch there. Only 1 second left on the clock, though. Pittsburgh from their own 39. I said 1 second. Now it says 8. Sometimes the game changes its mind. I can't be the only one that's seen that. So there might be time for 2 plays here. And that might make it tempting to go deep once. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. As I referenced a bit ago, Falcons in the deep dime. Almost halftime here. First of 2 games on tap. Actually 3 tonight, but only 2 that will be broadcast. The late game is expected to be Dolphins and 49ers. 49ers leading the USFFL. Rich has got his team 10-1. Back to pass, looking short, and it's going to be forced to scramble, and a 9-yard pickup for Trubisky. Personal foul on top of that. And that takes it to the Atlanta 37. What a break. Terrible penalty. Tackle out of bounds was a personal foul. And here comes a 54-yard field goal attempt by Boswell. And no good. So no harm done. That attempt was a 2 through 7 and 12. So real opportunity after that penalty, but it is missed. And that keeps it a 1-score game as we go to halftime here in Atlanta. Falcons trail at home 16-10 to Pittsburgh. Questioning out for a short break. And let's see what the coaches decide before we move on here. Let's pull up the box score. Yep, they're going to take a short break. Let's take a look here. First half, boy, Pittsburgh's outgained them 251 to 128. 17 first downs to 9. Both teams 1 for 5 on third downs. Both 1 for 1 on fourth downs. Penalties about even. And the only turnovers on Atlanta. Boy, you look at all those factors. The only turnovers on Atlanta. They've gained about half as many yards, half as many first downs, and yet they're only down by 6. So right in. Sometimes you can really dominate a team and just not get it to stack. And of course, some of that is red zone defense. I should go back and look at that. They forced a bunch of field goals, even up close. Boswell with a 30-yard field goal, a 24-yard field goal, and a 21-yard field goal. Those are all inside the 15-yard line when the offense had to say, all right, let's get Boswell out here. So that's good defense in the red zone. And let's see, 57% 4 red zone opportunities for Pittsburgh and only 16 points. So that, more than anything, is what's keeping Atlanta in this game, and a good credit to defensive coach Chris Kaufman. So let's go ahead and step out here and take a look and see if that other game has started yet. It has not, although the expectation I was given would be that it would kick off in about 6 minutes. That'll be Titans and Eagles. We'll keep an eye for that. Returning here now. Let's go ahead and take a look. I brought up the rankings earlier. Kenny Pickett is 6th in QB rating on the year, and he's actually sitting out this one for the reasons we mentioned early. Deontay Johnson, 71 catches on the year. That ranks 7th. I already talked about Pat Freiermuth with his 7 touchdowns, and you can definitely see Coach Shibley working him in this game. Najee Harris among the top 10 with 193 carries, and Steven Sims, Pittsburgh return man, among the top 10 in both kick and punt returning. Falcons' Rashaan Evans has a tackle, or I should say is in the top 10 with 82 tackles on the year. The Steelers also, 25 sacks here. That's not the league lead, which is 28, and there's, I think, at least 1 or 2 teams with 26, but the Steelers do have the number 1 sack differential in the league with 25 sacks and only 7 allowed. That plus 18 is tops in the league. Their center is out in this game. Actually, both centers are, but that Pittsburgh center that's out gives a nose tackle 0 with a 2 blitz rating an opportunity to get some noise. You get a 0 rated pass blocker like the Steelers now have at center, and you've definitely allowed all kinds of trouble if that number is called. The Steelers, we mentioned, are still fighting for playoff relevancy. We'll take a look at that real quick. You can see the Steelers here at 5-6. These tiebreakers have been researched, not completely, but let's say 87%. I took it out most of the way, followed most of the process to give us a real good idea. We get down a little closer to the end of the season, I'll be a little more official with it. But as you can see, the Steelers at 5-6 are part of a 6 team tie in the hunt, 1 game out of a wild card spot. And the Chargers, technically, the same in the loss column, making it a 7th team. So really, really tight wild card race there in the AFC that the Steelers are participating in. Coach of the Year, Steelers have some work to do, obviously, if they wanted to make Coach of the Year. But I think if they get enough work done to do that, they'll probably be in the playoffs. Falcons, on the other hand, I think they actually have quite a bit of work left to do if they're going to get there. About the same amount of work. Both teams need about 5 more wins to make their respective Coach of the Year tournament. Oh, I see user dropped here. So we are probably going to get another game number in a second here. All right, let's close it. And we are technically in a holding pattern, although I don't think we will be for long, as not only is this game going to be kicking off again, I would think, pretty quick, but this Eagles-Titans game here should be kicking off in a matter of just a couple minutes. So we'll hold here for just a little bit. And while we do, and I keep an eye on that, let's go ahead and put this what people want to see. And we will mark this delay until we get back in. And there it is, just like that, as predicted. So allow me to say, let's do one thing at a time here. Let's go ahead and get that. Need to come up here. Do that. Still on full screen. All right, let's go ahead and get that game up since that's the one that has the game number up first. Titans and Eagles. And here we are, live in Philly at kickoff. As long as I can get it in before the game's first play, why not wish these guys good luck? Once the game starts, I don't really like to get in there and chat too much because I don't like to interfere with folks. But here we go, a 15-yard run on the game's first play from scrimmage, a draw from Miles Sanders, and it's 1st and 10. Philly out to the 35-yard line. So a good first play. We'll keep an eye out for that other game. So far, nothing doing. Back to pass, and Jalen Hurts is brought down on a sack on the play, and he fumbles the ball. Danico Autry with the sack. Who got it? The Eagles recover the fumble. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a possible sack fumble. He actually did not fumble it, but a sack for Danico Autry. A loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Here's a quick out left side to Dallas Goedert. There's a pickup of 6. And that'll make it more manageable, 3rd and 11. Eagles come into this game 8-3. They are coached by Bruce Mogg. They have a 3-game lead in the division, but they trail by 2 games on the 49ers if they have their eyes set on the number 1 seed. Hurts out of the pistol. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Titans in the nickel on this 3rd and 11. Titans are coached by NFL employee, or I think it's NFL Charities employee, Pete Quagliarini. And Quags has been struggling. We talked to him last week after a game, stuck around for a post-game interview. And on 3rd and 11, here's a screen going to an empty zone, and that's going to be 9. Not quite enough for a first down. Got the 0-man column he wanted, but Roger McCreary brings down Gainwell 2 yards short. Philly 4th and 2 at their own 43. Game's opening drive. How's that tush-push feel going for you, Bruce? You feeling it from 2 yards out in your own territory? He is indeed. 3 wide receivers split out. Out of the pistol again is Hurts. 3-4 defense here from the Falcons. All right, I'm sorry, from the Titans. Crossing my games up. So a high leverage play. Just a handful of snaps into this game. Eagles have run the ball 76 more times on the year than they have passed it. So they like to run for sure. Here's the play call. Screen pass. Linebacker is in zone. He's a 0 to the defensive card. It's caught. Gainwell's got himself a first down on his 2nd catch of the game. Pick up a 13. 6 on the wide die. Sent that to the 0-man column. And Eagles are now into Tennessee territory at the 44-yard line. Probably going to have to set up a message to these guys here in a bit just to see what's going on. All right, let's let coaches know we would like to go ahead and finish watching their game. So Jalen Hurts starts 3 for 3 here for Philly. And now Goddard's in the backfield. 3 wide receivers, and then Goddard. No running back in the play here on first down. Defense gets his pass, but it's going to be flushed. It was looking for short to Goddard, but he's flushed out and incomplete. Jalen Hurts found a soft spot on his card. It's 2nd and 10. All right. I did get that game number. We'll get over there in a second here. 2nd and 10 flare to the tight end and incomplete. Dallas Goedert couldn't get it. Goddard had a receiver opportunity. It was on the right column, but he still has some pretty good opportunities there. Goddard had a good year last season. 3rd and 10, though. Tennessee makes the stop. Titans come into this game with a 19th ranked defense, allowing almost 360 yards a game. Hurts again out of the pistol. This time is Miles Sanders at his side. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Receivers are getting double teamed by the linebackers, but it's a draw. Sanders on his own card, and he's going to lose a yard. The one on the white die took that away from the wrong column. 4th and 11, and Eagles are going to punt from the Tennessee 45. Coffin corner from Cypros, and not a very good punt. Out of bounds at the 22, but offsetting penalties. Going to give him another opportunity at this kick. And this one is going to be closer, but that boot goes too strong into the end zone. Tried to angle it, couldn't get it, and the Titans will take over at the 20. Their first possession of the game. The Eagles get a couple first downs, go 8 plays, but ultimately have to punt it away. And here's going to be a sack on the play. First play from scrimmage results in a sack. Ryan Tannehill brought down by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for a loss of 11. 2nd and 21, Tennessee back at the 9. Here's a pitch out to Derrick Henry. To the defensive card it goes, and another 1-yard loss. Defensive end, Josh Sweat, is a 6 against the run. White dice made no difference. Made the stop. 3rd and 22 now at the 8. Eagles out of the nickel. 3 wide receivers. Dontrell Hilliard, the tailback here. Here's a screen to Hilliard. He's attacking a 4-rated linebacker to the defensive card, and a pickup of 5 yards, but well short of the first down. 4th and 17 at the 13. And on comes the USFFL's number 1 punter, Ryan Stonehouse. A 52 average. Here's a boot of 55. And that's going to be fielded way back at the 32-yard line. A nice return there. Britton Covey. 17-yard return up near midfield to the 49-yard line. Covey coming into the game, 8.1 punt return average. That's 7th in the USFFL. Improves there. The Eagles with good field position on their second drive. Hurts back to pass. He looks short. And that's good. Devontae Smith, 12 yards and a first down. But a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. So back it up. No catch. 1st and 20 now. Philly from their own 39. I'm going to go pick up that game number that was shared to me, and I'm also going to make sure that others have that. Good citizenship. New game number. Falcons, Steelers. Miles Sanders with a short gain run of 15 yards. Defensive coach called run. And Miles Sanders hit his short gain on right, 2nd and 5. So that holding penalty, most of that yardage is brought back. That and more, I should say. 2nd and 5 now at the Tennessee 46. Hurts back to pass, and he's going to be forced to scramble with it. And he's got it. First down yardage inside the 40 and brought down at the Tennessee 34. Pick up a 12 on the play. 1st and 10. Did I get... No, I shared that game number. Did I copy it? I need to do that. There we go. Hurts back to pass again here on 1st down. He was looking short, but he's going to have to dump it off. He's got A.J. Brown in the flat, and that's going to be no good. And in fact, it was the interception split roll. Hurts avoids that. He's not turnover happy, but it is 2nd down and 10 at the Tennessee 34. 3 wide receivers, 1 fullback out of the shotgun pistol for the Eagles. Let's have both these games working tonight. There we go. 2nd and 10, short pass. That's good. Dallas Goedert has it. 10 yards exactly. Move the sticks. First and 10 Eagles at the Tennessee 24. Scoreless here in the first quarter. And of note, I've noticed that Kenny Pickett has come into the game here in the second half. Here's a must run. Jalen Hurts, and he's got himself another 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 at the 16-yard line. Is that right? I'm going to go back and look at that. Indeed, it is Kenny Pickett, but what I saw is that he already had 11 passes. In the second half, he does 4 of 11. Here's Najee Harris off tackle, and he's got himself a short gain on 2nd and 10. Inside the 30, brought down at the 27. And we'll keep it here until this game gets a little more decided. Then we'll go back and finish up. We'll keep an eye on both. Near the end of the third quarter here, 3:36 remain third quarter. Steelers up 16-10 and driving. Off tackle, Najee Harris, 7 more yards. Najee, 12 carries, 48 yards on the game. 2nd and 3 at the Falcons 20. Off tackle again to Najee Harris. The key is there for the defense, but it goes to the defensive guard. And Najee Harris has got room for a 1st down and more inside the 10 and brought down at the 6. Pick up a 14. And it looks like it might have only been the 2 linebackers that stayed in that look-in that prevented that from becoming a touchdown. There was a box there. 1st and goal at the 6. The key is on the running back. Short pass. Freiermuth's got it. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth with his 8th touchdown reception of the game, or I should say of the year. And the Steelers extend to a 2-score lead, 22-10. And indeed, they'll go for 2 to try to extend to a 14-point lead. Safety up close, showing blitz here on this 2-point conversion. Najee Harris, the tailback. The call is pass on the defense, but it's a pitch out. Harris to the edge. He's in. And that's going to make it a full 14-point lead. Although a penalty. Back him up. Like a false start. So 1st and 15. And I think they may kick it now. Take that extra point instead of going for the 2-point conversion from the 7. That's my guess. But Shibley has the call. And indeed, Coach Shibley brings out Chris Boswell for the extra point. That's good. And with about 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Steelers extend to a 13-point lead on the road, 23-10 over Atlanta. And a nice kick return for Cordero Patterson. Out across the 33, where the Falcons will set up shop. The Eagles did score finally on that drive. Up 7-0 after a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Kenneth Gainwell. Nine plays, 61 yards, and Gainwell's touchdown. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Titans on the road in Philly. Eagles up 7-0. Here's a first down square out pass and incomplete for the Falcons. Bad break for the Falcons as they attacked the only zone that was without a linebacker. But it went to the quarterback card and he could not make the throw. 2nd and 10. Falcons trying to extend a 2-game win streak. Back to pass again, looking short and incomplete. Good call by the offense as the defense was looking run, but it went to the defensive card. Actually got the interception split roll and missed it. 3rd and 10 Falcons. Mariota now just 10 of 23 for 111. Back to pass again. Marcus Mariota looking short. He's got his man. Damiere Byrd's got a first down. 13-yard pickup out to the 46-yard line. Second catch on the day for Byrd. Short pass right. Mariota has only 2 completions and 3 must runs. How dangerous is that must run, you ask? Well, 3 short gains, plus 26 on double sixes, and some other decent gains as well. Here's a short pass, and that's no good. Mariota targeting Kyle Pitts and got to the quarterback's card, 3 men, and found the one of only 2 incompletions. So 2nd and 10 at the Atlanta 46. Now the Steelers bring their safety up close, showing blitz. That's DeMonte Kazi, who's in for the injured Mika Fitzpatrick. Off tackle run and a pickup of 5 yards. Defense called short yardage, but 5 on the wide die still beat the linebacker, Devin Bush. So a 3rd and 5 now as we head to the 4th quarter. 23-10 Pittsburgh. On 3rd and 5, back to pass. Mariota looks short, and it's good again. 13 to Kyle Pitts this time. His first catch of the game. Brought down at the Pittsburgh 36 by Terrell Edmonds. Two tight end set now for the Falcons. Tyler Algier, the tailback. Here's a pitch out to Algier. Caught the defense guessing pass. And Algier gets to his card and a terrible break again. Nothing doing. Rolls the 5 on his card. You know that's 0. That wrong column has plus 44, plus 42, plus 35, and a couple short gains. Just a great card. Bad dice. 2nd and 10. Algier, man, 6 carries, 1 yard in this game. As the Falcons continue to struggle to run, defense has been calling it a lot. Here's an off-tackle run, Caleb Huntley, and that's going to be a 2-yard pickup as it went to the defensive card. There is, however, a personal foul that'll bail out that bad dice. And 15-yard penalty, again on Pittsburgh. Into the red zone now, Atlanta, 1st and 10 at the 19. Falcons have 26 passes and 14 runs. Not exactly the balance you would expect from a run-first team, but I know the defense has been calling a lot of run to try to lead us to that eventuality. Here's a pitch out, Caleb Huntley, and it's going to be a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5. Huntley got the split roll for a 15-yard opportunity on Pittsburgh's defensive card. 2 through 7 could not make the roll. 2nd and 5 at the 14. Here's a button hook. Tailback, Tyler Algier. Man in zone. And a yak opportunity for Algier. He's good at that, and he's got a first down. Down into toward the goal line and brought down at the 3. 11-yard pickup. 12:54 remains if the Falcons can get a touchdown here. Plenty of time left. Full house set. 3-4 blitz from the Steelers. Back to pass and brought down with a sack. Tried to cross him up with a pass. And Alex Highsmith for the third time today knifes through and brings down Mariota. 3 sacks for Highsmith. 2nd and goal at the 8. Wow. Defense calls run it is. Pitch out Cordero Patterson to the defensive card and a pickup of 4. And that's going to cut it in half. So 3rd and goal at the 4 here for Atlanta. Big play. Atlanta 2 for 8 on 3 for 9 on 3rd downs. Patterson stays in the game as the tailback in the blocking back set. Shibley has 3-4 blitz for his defense. Back to pass. Defense guesses pass. Short, and it's caught. Cordero Patterson. 3rd down reception. Touchdown of 5 yards. 4-yard touchdown pass. Mariota to Patterson. And by the way, that was Mariota's plus 13 on his card that was hit 3 times on this drive, all 3 times on 3rd down. So dice working when it had to. Extra point by Younghoe Koo is up and good. And with 11:24 to go here in the 4th quarter, Falcons at home have cut it to a 6-point lead. And so the Steelers, despite outgaining the Falcons in this game, 362 to 190. Only up by 6. They'll take over after a touchback. Steelers will at their 25 and begin their assault on the league's worst defense. Here comes a screen pass. Tailback, Najee Harris. He's got it. 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1 at the 34. 6 on the white die. Sent that to the 0-man column. That was good news for the offense. Update from Philadelphia. 2nd quarter action. Eagles still up 7-0. Titans with the ball at their own 28. And on 2nd and 1, here's a flare to Freiermuth. He's got it. 1st down yardage out across the 40 and brought down at the 42. Once again, 6 on the white die. Sent that to the 0-man column. Pickett, who was 4 of 11 when we logged back into this game, now 50% completion, 7 of 14. 1st down run, and Najee Harris off tackle. Harris goes to the defensive card, and that's always a good thing when you're facing Atlanta. Short gain out to across the midfield stripe and brought down in Atlanta territory at the 46 by Michael Walker. Najee Harris now 14 carries and 74 yards in this game. Jalen Warren doing very well too. Safety up close showing blitz, but the defense calls run. Square out is to Deontay Johnson, and he's going to beat the linebacker with a 5 on the white die. 14-yard pickup as the Steelers march on. Brought down at the 32-yard line by A.J. Terrell. And the Steelers, just that quick, are in field goal range. From the 32-yard line, the key is on the running back. Back to pass, short. And it's good. George Pickens has it. 1st down yardage. 13 yards from Kenny Pickett to George Pickens. Into the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 19-yard line. 8:24 remains. Defensive key on the running back, Harris, but it's a screen. And Najee Harris, he's going to beat the linebacker again. 5 on the white die. Linebacker in zone. 1st down. Inside the 5 to the 4. And the Steelers just going through this defense right now like a hot knife through butter. $71 yards and 6 plays. And they're on the doorstep. Run up the middle. Najee Harris, touchdown, Pittsburgh. Halfway through the 4th quarter, 7:30 remains, and the Steelers extend to a 29-17 lead. And they will try again to go for the 2-point conversion to make it the full 14 points. The key is on the running back, short, and Freiermuth has it. There is a flag. And that's going to be holding against Pittsburgh. So for the 2nd consecutive time, the Steelers get the successful 2-point conversion, and then an offensive penalty wipes it away. Boswell comes out yet again. And this time he misses the extra point. 2 through 7, 11, and 12 after that penalty. So 29-17, still a 12-point lead, though. Ensuing kickoff fielded by the Falcons and brought out across the 25 to the 26 by Avery Williams. And so the Falcons trail by 12 points. They've got just over 7 minutes left. They have possession and 3 timeouts. Blocking back set for the Falcons. Chris Kaufman has Cordell Patterson as the tailback. Defense calls pass, but it's not. Pitch out. Patterson heading for the edge. And Patterson's got the edge. First down yardage. Nice pickup of 16 yards out across the 40 to the 42. Patterson stays in the game at tailback. Defense looking pass, but it's a run up the middle to Patterson again. Patterson hoping to get that on his own card again. And he does. And it's good again. Short gain, second consecutive one for Cordero Patterson. 15-yard pickup across midfield, now at the Pittsburgh 43-yard line. It's okay to use run when the clock's moving if you keep getting those short gains, right? Here's an opportunity. Deep pass to Alamides Zacchaeus. The double team by the safety was on somebody else, so it's an empty zone and incomplete. Good call by Coach Kaufman. Found the empty long pass zone. Multiple long gains he could have hit, but it was receiver. And Zacchaeus had 3 opportunities, missed it, so 2nd and 10. Tyler Algier in at tailback now. Here's a quick slant over the middle. 2 linebackers in zone. But it goes to the quarterback card, and Mariota's got a short gain. That pass to Parker Hess. And that is going to be an 18-yard pickup down to the Pittsburgh 25. 5:24 and counting on the clock. Blocking back set. Short yardage is the defensive call, but it's a quick in pass over the middle. No good. Pass intended for Pruitt. And literally the only blank spot on that flat pass wrong card was hit by Mariota, 2nd and 10. One of 3 games on the schedule tonight in the USFFL. Defense looking pass, but it's a run. Patterson on his card again, this time just 2 yards. Patterson couldn't find his number that time. 3rd and 8 now at the Pittsburgh 23. And realistically, a field goal does you no good. It cuts it to 9. If it was 8, I might say otherwise, but you're going to have to go for this, I think. 3rd and 8 at the 23. 4 wide receivers split out. Pistol formation for the quarterback. Back to pass, looking deep for Damiere Byrd. He is double-teamed by the safety, so a great call here from Coach Shibley in a high-leverage situation. And he's flushed out of the pocket. That's what Atlanta wants. Dump pass coming up here to Drake London. Receiver opportunity. London's got it, and he's got his best roll other than Snake Eyes, a 13-yard pickup. 1st and goal, Falcons now at the 10-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. 3:54 on the clock. Falcons trail by 12. They need a tutty to get back in this game. Patterson stays in as the tailback. 3-4 blitz here from the Steelers. Back to pass is Mariota, looking short. And on his card, he's going to be forced to scramble, and he is brought down actually behind the line of scrimmage. A sack on the play by Montravius Adams. That is the 5th sack of the day for the Steelers. 2nd and goal from the 11. Defense calls run here, but here's a flat pass. Cordero Patterson opportunity, and again hits the only blank spot on the flat pass wrong column for the Falcons. Wow. 3rd and a goal at the 11. 3 minutes remains. Dangerous to pass. Will he maybe run it? 3 wide receivers. 1 halfback is Patterson. Out of the pistol is Mariota. Maybe you run the quarterback here. I don't know. 3-4 defense. Dangerous to stare at this blitz, especially when you got to have a touchdown here. You can't afford to lose yardage on 3rd and goal at the 11. That's why I might consider running it. We'll see what Coach Chris Kaufman has in mind. Here's a button hook. 1 linebacker in zone. Patterson out of the backfield is the target, and that's going to be receiver and no good. So that makes it 4th and goal at the 11, and it is do or die time for the Falcons. They got to have this one. Both teams have converted their only 4th down opportunity so far in the game. 3 wide receivers split out. There is no running back. Nicole Pruitt is beside him for the pass block rating. That'll help with the star blitzer. If there is one, I can't remember. TJ Watt, of course. Actually, no, he's not a star. Nickel blitz shown here from the Steelers. Back to pass, looking short. Receiver is double teamed. Another great call in a high leverage situation by Coach Shibley. Going to need a big break here for the Falcons. And it is a flush, but he does need 11 yards. And it goes to the quarterback card for 6. And it's not enough. And the Steelers will take over at their own 5-yard line with 2:24 remaining. And the Falcons gets run on the first play. It's a deep ball, incomplete. Shibley was looking to get off the shadow of his goal line hard and fast and definitely caught the defense napping. 2nd and 10. 2:06 remains. Blocking back set. Here's a flare, pass, and incomplete. Defense was keying on the running back, and talk about bad rolls. Freiermuth had an opportunity on wrong on his card and hit one of only 2 incompletions. So we've reached the 2-minute warning here in Atlanta. 3rd and 10 Steelers at their own 5, and I don't know if this game's over anymore unless he gets this first down and punts from here. Here's a run up the middle into a pass defense, goes to the defensive card, and Najee Harris has a 15-yard gain going into the Atlanta defensive card, and he gets the split roll 2 through 7, got the 7 and 15 yards. Atlanta has to burn their first time out, but that is a backbreaker. Stops the clock at the 1:52 mark. Steelers 1st and 10 from their 20. Update from Philly. 3 minutes left before halftime. It's still 7-0. Less than 200 yards offense shared from those 2 teams. We'll come back here next. Injury on the play to Darren Hall of the Falcons. It was an incomplete pass for the Steelers, 2nd and 10. Here's an off-tackle run, Najee Harris, and that's good for 4. That makes it 3rd down and 6 at the 24. Atlanta calls their 2nd timeout. And if you're the Steelers, I think you got to run here. They do. Off tackle. Najee Harris needs 6, and on his card, he's got a short gain. Najee Harris gets snake eyes to boot, but he is brought down before. That is a containment effort that saves them the first down. Atlanta was going to give up a 20-yard run, but the containment makes it 4th and 2 with 90 seconds remaining after that last timeout. 45-yard punt fielded by Atlanta at their 27-yard line, and a fair catch there. Just missed the 33-yard return. Wow. Seeing plus 33 on a 5 on a punt return. That's nice. So the Falcons take over. They're down 12, no timeouts, 1:22 to go. And not with a passing team. I'd say this is a long shot. But we'll keep an eye on it. Here's a deep ball. Drake London is the target. And Mariota on his card is going to be forced to run with it. And he's got good first down yardage. 10-yard pickup, and he does get out of bounds. Out to the 37-yard line. 1:15 remains. 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles 2nd and 5 at the Tennessee 37. Looking to extend on their 7-0 lead. Falcons split up 4 wide receivers. Mariota out of the pistol. Back to pass, and he's going to be forced to run again, and no such luck this time. Just a 1-yard gain for Mariota, tackled inbounds this time. No timeout, so they're going to be forced to hurry up. 52 seconds remains. Mariota back to pass. Looking deep this time. Damiere Byrd is the target. But he's flushed. And we're going to have a dump off. This one's going to Olamide Zaccheaus. And a 6-yard pickup. He does get out of bounds. 3rd and 3 at the Atlanta 44. Just 37 seconds remaining. That one almost over. We'll come back for the final score. Eagles 1st and 15 at the Tennessee 32. Let me invite both coaches here. Little dump off pass. It was another long pass intended, but a dump off is incomplete. And it's 4th and 3 Atlanta at the 44. Pitch out Tyler Algier, and he is brought down. Kenny Pickett takes a knee, and that should do it. It does indeed. Your final score from Atlanta. Pittsburgh evens their record at 6-6 with a 29-17 road win against the Falcons. So let's do a couple things. Let's first go ahead and keep an eye here for that halftime. 2nd and goal, Eagles at the 8-yard line. And a 4-yard pickup on there. Kenneth Gainwell around the right end. Going to make it 3rd and goal at the 4. Huge play here for the Titans defense, as they desperately want to hold them to a field goal attempt here. Full house formation. Eagles with all 5s and 6s along that offensive line. And other than the end, a lot of 0s and 4s for the Titans. I think they might run it twice. Here's the first run, indeed. Inside run. Kenneth Gainwell. Defense gets his pass, and Gainwell is into the end zone easily. 4-yard touchdown run for Kenneth Gainwell. That's his 2nd touchdown run of this game, and it has given the Eagles a 14-0 lead as long as they get the extra point. Gainwell came into this game with 12 rushing touchdowns. Was tied for 3rd with Christian McCaffrey. So 14 rushing touchdowns now for Kenneth Gainwell. Titans coach Quagliarini congratulates Bruce Mogg on a nice drive. And with 52 seconds left here before halftime, Titans now trail on the road in Philly 14-0. Ensuing kickoff returned out to the 29-yard line with just 45 seconds and 1 timeout. Wouldn't expect the Titans to be too aggressive, although they do have Derrick Henry and his breakaway ability. Henry so far in this game, just 6 carries, 35 yards. And he gets just 1 yard on that run. Tennessee's only had 3 possessions before this one. A 3 and out, 2 first downs and an interception, 3 first downs, and then turn it over on downs. 2nd and 9 Titans here at their own 30. Keeping an eye to see if the coaches want to come in for postgame. Doesn't look like it so far. That's okay. Defense calls run, and it is. And Derrick Henry brought down with a 3-yard loss, making it 3rd and 12 for the Titans at their 27. And indeed, they'll let the clock run. So now just 8 seconds left before halftime. 3rd and 12 Titans. We should be at intermission in no time. Eagles have outgained the Titans at this point, 172 to 72. Titans have just 5 first downs. It's been a defensive struggle for both teams, really. Tannehill takes a knee. Makes it 4th and 13. We'll see if the Eagles want to call timeout and make them punt. They do not. And so we go to halftime here in Philly. 14-0 Eagles at home up on the Titans. The Titans, as we discussed earlier, they're still very much in that wild card race at 5 and 6. Nevertheless, they're struggling. Titans started out 4-0, but now they've lost 5 in a row coming into this game. Eagles as well. Eagles have gotten a little cold. They've lost their last 2 games. So a couple of teams here looking to break their losing streak. Looks like the Titans have requested a 5-minute halftime break. That's just fine. Let's do a couple things then. Let's go back to this game here. Final from Atlanta. Steelers win 29-17. Injuries coming out of that game. I know Minkah Fitzpatrick was hurt, but he'll be back next week. So everybody that was hurt in this game is back next week. So no injuries to carry over. 29-17. Bear with me while I do mark that, because if I don't, I missed that. Let's just go ahead and put that in. Actually, we'll come back to that later. Let's do this one, though. So the Steelers improved to 6 and 6. So we are going to shortcut here to Texans at 5 and 6, even though you can see their tiebreaker situations better than that. Let's go to Steelers. First team to advance to 6 and 6 out of that group. Coach of the year, Steelers. Their 6th win. Let's see how that affects your division setup. So the Steelers improved to 6 and 6. Win over the Falcons. And here it is. Falcons go to 3 and 10. Their 2-game win streak is snapped. All right. So let's go ahead and set up the matchup we're looking at now. So Brandon Graham is injured for the Eagles in this game. And by the way, as I'm looking at injuries, why not at least double check, see if anybody was hurt during the game that I need to add to the list. And indeed, no injuries so far. So the Eagles come into this game without Brandon Graham at defensive end. He is a star blitzer at defensive end. However, as part of an embarrassment of riches for Philadelphia, he's actually a backup. He's a backup that can replace Fletcher Cox in the event Bruce feels prickly and is inclined to send out 4 blitzers that have star ratings. Jason Hargrave at right tackle, Josh Sweat at right end, Hassan Reddick at left linebacker are all 12 blitzers with a star rating. And Brandon Graham can come off the bench and replace Fletcher Cox to give them 4 star blitzers. So, to the surprise of absolutely no one, the Eagles are among the league leaders in sacks. Curious, I'm trying to remember, were they the league leader? I am trying to remember. 28, I think that is. 28 for Buffalo and Philly. So the Eagles are tied for the league lead in sacks. Brandon Graham, part of that formula probably. He is out for this game. For the Titans, Their injuries are both rest-related. Josh Dobbs, backup quarterback. And the other one is Chigwem Okonkwo. Now, Okonkwo is actually a pretty good player. He's a blocking back, pass blocks 2, and that helps, obviously. Derrick Henry's also a 2, but he's also a really good receiver with a good yak rating. Let me find it again. Here he is. He's a B-rated yak, and he also averages 14.1 per catch. So, in the flat on right, you got a plus 18, plus 9, plus 13, plus 12, plus 8, plus 7, and that's on the right column. Short passers, a lot of great completions, and oh, by the way, he's got 3 completions on right and 5 on wrong for long pass. So Okonkwo is a weapon that the Titans sorely miss when he's out, especially when it comes to the yak rating. As I said, he's a B-rated yak, and other than him, the only persons on this team that can say that are tailbacks. You can see the Eagles are among the best at sack differential, 28-13, and the Titans just the opposite, allowing 23 sacks and only getting 14 on their own. Both these teams come in with a rush offense. The Titans only 130.1. That's top half of the league, but only ranked 16th. The Eagles' rush offense ranks second at 175.3. Miles Sanders with 225 carries. That's 5th in the league. And I've stalled enough time as we are now into the second half. Titans with the game's first possession of the second half. And with just 71 combined yards in the first half, they got their work cut out for them. Ten passes, 10 runs, 11 runs technically. Here's a quick out pass. That's to an empty zone. And that's going to be good for 13. Jeff Swain, first down yardage across the 35. Tennessee out to the 38. First and 10 now, back to pass, looking deep, and he's brought down with a sack on the play. T.J. Edwards from the linebacker position, a loss of 9. And if my eyes don't deceive me, I think that long pass zone was open. So a bad break there for the Titans. Now 2nd and 19, back at their 29. T.J. Edwards, just a 4 blitz rating. Pressure by Jaquan Hargrave caused the sack. That's interesting. Back to pass and looking deep and actually incomplete. Interception split roll on Tannehill's card was 2 through 6, got the 11, so makes it 3rd and 19 Titans at their 29. Offense that struggled in the first half, starts the second half with a sack, an interception split roll. Here comes another deep ball, and that one's caught. First down yardage, Robert Woods for 27, 5 on the white die. Too much for the free safety, Marcus Epps. And just like that, Titans across midfield. 1st and 10 at the Philly 44. Back to pass again, looking deep. Empty zone, and it's caught. Treylon Burks has the catch. 33-yard gain into the red zone. Brought down at the 11. Back-to-back bombs from Tannehill. And it's 1st and 10. Titans at the 11-yard line. A vacated empty zone results in a free long gain. Defense gets his run. Here's a quick out and no good, incomplete. Tannehill couldn't hit it. On the defensive card, 1 man. 2nd and 10 now. Eagles have their safety up close, showing blitz. Defense looking pass, but it's a pitch out. And around the edge, Henry's got room. Touchdown, King Henry. 11-yard touchdown run. It was a plus 24 on his card. Henry now 9 carries, 44 yards in the game. Extra point by Randy Bullock is good, although there's a penalty. And Bruce is elected to take that penalty yardage on the kickoff. Actually, it says the yardage will be assessed on the kickoff, but now it says he's going to go ahead, but he's kicking it again. So the game is clearly wigging out there. Sometimes you got to trust your eyes. 1st and 10 at the 35. What's going on? Oh, look at that. So that's odd. So the extra point was missed. I apologize. I missed that. He missed the extra point. So 14-6 Eagles at the 11:24 mark of the third quarter. But back to a one-score game. Philly takes over possession at their own 30 after a 27-yard kick return by Boston Scott. Scott ranks 8th in the USFFL, averaging 25.8 per return. First down draw play, Miles Sanders, and that's good. Short gain, pick up a 15. That was on the right column, and for the second time in this game that I've seen, Sanders hits the short gain on his right column. That's 40 out to the Philly 45, pick up a 15. And that gets Miles Sanders over 100 yards rushing, 9 carries, 106. Hurts back to pass now, looking short and no good. Hurts couldn't hit it on his card. 2nd down and 10. Pass intended for Dallas Goedert. Hurts out of the pistol, 3 wide receivers. Back to pass again, short, and he's actually going to scramble with it, and he is brought down. Brought down for a sack on the play on a must run. Didn't lose any yardage, just, right at the line of scrimmage. Sacked by Tyre Tart, nose tackle. 3rd and 10 now. And that's going to split out 4 wide receivers for the Eagles. Hurts still out of the pistol. Goddard is beside him, so he's the 5th eligible receiver. Titans will operate out of the nickel. 3rd and 10. Here's a flare pass. Empty flat zone to Goddard. Opportunity, but that is actually incomplete as the interception split was rolled on the Tennessee defense. Incomplete. 4th and 10 Philly from the 45. Cypros on to punt. 45-yard punt. Math tells me that's at the 10-yard line. Fielded there by Board, and it's fair catch. And the Titans will take over at their own 10, 1st down. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Blocking back set, Derrick Henry, the tailback. Henry 9 carries so far in the game. Here's a run up the middle for Derrick Henry. On the wrong, and it's going to be a 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5. At their 15. Kaiser White on the tackle. And Bruce Mogg has his safety up close. Eagles showing blitz. But they guess run. It is indeed run up the middle, and a good 1st down run for Derrick Henry. Went to the defensive card. Right guard makes the block. Nate Davis springs him 1st and 10. Tennessee at the 21. And again, the Eagles will show blitz with their safety. Here's a screen pass, linebacker in zone, and Henry's got it for 6 yards. His 2nd catch of the game. Out to the 27. Here comes the safety up close again, Marcus Epps. And here's a quick slant over the middle, tight end Hooper, and no good. 4 on the wide die, could not beat TJ Edwards. And it's 3rd down. So 3rd and 4 for the Titans at their own 27. Titans on the day just 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Henry in the game still blocking back is the formation. Woods and Burke split out wide. Eagles out of the 4-3. Defense calls pass. It's a run. Henry going to try to get it right up the middle and to the defensive card. He's got a 6-yard gain, but the offense flagged for holding. Wipe it away. 3rd and 14 Titans at their own 17, and King Henry comes out. Dontrell Hilliard now the tailback. 3 wide receivers. Nick Westbrook-Akeen is now in there. Split out wide right. Eagles out of the nickel. Tannehill back to pass. And he is looking short, but he's going to be flushed out. Here's a dump off to the aforementioned Westbrook-Akeen. And 6 on the white die sends that to the 0-man column. But get a result of receiver, and it ends up just a 4-yard gain. Harmless for the Eagles. 4th and 10. Titans will punt from the 21. Presumably. And indeed they will. Stonehouse is out there. Here comes the punt from Stonehouse, and it's a beauty. Sailing 62 yards in the air into the red zone. And a nice return, 14 yards by Britton Covey as he continues to shine. Mentioned earlier, Britton Covey among the top 10 in punt return yardage. He's had a couple of good ones here tonight. That's out to the 31. Eagles will take over there, 1st and 10. 6 minutes, 18 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And the Eagles will come out again. 3 wide receivers, 1 fullback. Operating out of the pistol, no running back. Back to pass, looking short. Goddard's got it. 1st down yardage. Across the 40 to the 43. Pick up a 12. His 5th catch of the game. Jalen Hurts, 9 of 16 for 71 yards. No running back again here. Same formation. Dump off pass going right back to Goddard. There is a linebacker in zone. And it's going to be a yak opportunity for Goddard, and he's pretty good at that. And Goddard's got room. 1st down yardage across the 50. And a pickup of 17 yards. Actually, I'm sorry, pickup of 14 on the play. Brought down by Roger McCreary at the Tennessee 43. 1st and 10 there. Goddard is an A-rated yak. And again, Goddard in the backfield with Hurts. No running back. 3 wide receivers. Titans in the 3-4. There's a little dump-off pass right back to Goddard, and it was incomplete. But there were offsetting penalties, so wipe away the play. And now here comes Miles Sanders into the game. At tailback, 3 wide receivers. Hurts out of the pistol. Titans gets run, but it's a pass. Hurts targeting Devontae Smith. He's got it. 1st down yardage. 12 yards. Brought down at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 there. And Sanders back out of the game. Goddard in the backfield again. 3 wide receivers and a fullback. Hurts, as usual, out of the pistol. And the Titans, again, responding with a 3-4. 8-point lead for the Eagles at home right now. 14-6 as they try to snap a 2-game losing streak. Eagles at home. 1st and 10. Back to pass, and again, Goddard looking short. And to the defensive card it goes. Goddard has it, and that's 10 yards. Brought down at the 21. Tackling the play by the safety Byard, and might be time to start thinking about double teaming Goddard. I think that's his 4th catch on this drive. And I think he's been targeted on 4 of the last 5 pass plays. Goddard goes back to the tight end position. Sanders back in at tailback. 3 wide receivers and a halfback again. Little square out pass on the left side to A.J. Brown. That's good for 7. He was double teamed by the linebacker, but of course Dupree doesn't move that to the double team column. It's 2nd and 3 at the 14 now. So the safety is truly free. A long zone to cover here. Gainwell now in at tailback. We mentioned that he tied for 3rd with 12 touchdowns coming in. He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. Here's an off-tackle run for Gainwell, and he's going to get 5 yards and a first down. It's 1st and goal at the 9. And again, that was a plus 11, but containment held that back. Eagles 1st and goal at the 9. There's a pitch out into a pass defense. Miles Sanders heading for the edge, and he's going to get himself 6 yards. Defensive end could not make the tackle. DeMarcus Walker. 2nd and goal at the 3. Full house. And here's a run at the middle to Gainwell, and it's nothing doing. Brought down immediately. 3rd and goal at the 3. Gainwell with 2 rushing touchdowns already. He was looking for his 3rd for the game. Two tight end set here on 3rd down. Gainwell is the tailback. Safety up close showing blitz for the Titans out of the 3-4. One look at those hogs up front makes me think you're going to get a run here. That's certainly what I'm guessing if I'm defense. Defense gets his pass, pitch out. Gainwell heading to the edge. To the defensive card it goes, and Gainwell is in for a touchdown, his 3rd of the day. Gainwell, 6 carries, 17 yards, but 3 scores as the Titans extend to a 14-point lead, 20-6. Jake Elliott on for the extra point. It is good. And with 1:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the Eagles have extended to a 21-6 lead. We mentioned the rushing touchdowns. Gainwell came into the game with 12. He has 3 more. That's 15. Gainwell is 2nd in rushing touchdowns, only to Leonard Fournette of Tampa, who has 17. There's a first down run. Derrick Henry with a pick of a 5. To the defensive card on that one. 2nd and 5 at their own 30. Henry now with 60 yards rushing in the game. Marcus Epps up showing blitz again from the safety position for Philly. Here's a run up the middle again. King Henry right back to the defensive card, and that's first down yardage, 7 yards as the center meets the moment, beating the white die to spring for the first down. Titans now at their 37. Again, Coach Mogg has his safety up close out of the 4-3. This might be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Here's a sideline pass out to Treylon Burks. Receiver opportunity, and Burks has it. But just a 6-yard gain, making it 2nd and 4. As we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter and head on to the 4th here in Philly. Eagles treating the home fans to a 15-point lead, 21-6. Titans on 2nd and 4. Here's another flat pass. This one's going to Robert Woods, and no good on the defensive card. Found an empty spot, and it's 3rd and 4. Still just that 1 third down conversion on the game for Tennessee. 1 for 6. They're going to need one here. Henry stays in at the game and tailback. Eagles out of the 4-3. Defense calls pass. It is screen pass to Derrick Henry. He's going to try to get ahead for the first down. Yak opportunity, needs 4. And Henry's got his 4 yards and more. First down yardage across midfield, brought down at the 47 of Philadelphia. 10-yard pickup. His 3rd catch of the day. 1st and 10 at the Philly 47. Safety Epps up close again. Back to pass is Tannehill. He is looking deep, but he's flushed. And he's going to be forced to dump it off to Radunes. And that's going to be 6 yards. I said 6, I meant 5 as Radunes. That is his longest reception is 5. And I saw this in the game we broadcast last week where every now and then that dump pass would hit Radunes, and no matter what the roll was, it would stop him at 5 yards. 2nd and 5 here. Defense looking pass, but it's a run. Henry up the middle, and he's got himself 6 yards and a first down. Again to the defensive card, and in the amount of time I've spent watching Henry run in this particular game, I haven't spent a lot of time watching him get results on his own card. He's hitting the defensive card a lot, as I'm sure Bruce Mogg would prefer. Titans on the fringe of field goal range now at the Philly 36. Down by 15. I'm not sure a field goal does you much, cutting it to 12. We'll see. Here's a run up the middle. Derrick Henry right back to the defensive card and just a 1-yard gain. Linebacker in zone, TJ Edwards for the 2nd time. His number's called, and he's good enough to best that white die and get the stop. 2nd and 9 at the Philly 35. Titans still in a blocking back set. Defense calls run, but it's a dump pass out to the side. Robert Woods, receiver opportunity, and Woods has it. And he's got just enough for the first down. Pick up a 10 on his wrong column. It's 1st and 10 Titans. At the 25. Titans had just 5 first downs in the first half. They have 9 so far in the second half. So doing a little better here. Blocking back set. Run up the middle. Henry into a pass defense. This time it's on his card and nothing doing as Derrick Henry rolls that dreaded 5. 2nd down and 10. Eagles safety up close again, showing blitz. He's doubling on Derrick Henry, but it's a pitch out. Henry on his card, good for 5. So he gets half of it. It's 3rd and 5 at the Philly 20. King Henry stays in at tailback. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Tannehill out of the shotgun. Eagles showing a nickel. Nose tackle Hargrave is a 0 against the run. Maybe you let Henry give it a shot up the middle. Hate to do that out of 3 wide receivers and 1 halfback, though. Always afraid I'm going to get that 1. Here's a flat pass. There's a linebacker in zone going right back to Robert Woods. We go to Tannehill's card, and no good, incomplete. 4th and 5 at the 20, and decision time for Tennessee. From here, it's 2 through 9 and 12. Cuts it to 12 points. That's what concerns me, but with 11 minutes left, 4th and 5, it's a tough call. I think I would go for this. I think if I could cut it to 11, I wouldn't, but if I can only cut it to 12, then I got to go. And Coach Pete Quagliarini agrees as the offense is out on the field and there are no running backs. 4 wide receivers. Austin Hooper, tight end, is behind Tannehill, who's under center. Eagles operating out of the nickel. 4th and 5. And a good double team by the safety on Chris Conley. Short pass. Conley's got it as the Titans. Tannehill hits his only completion on double teamed. And on 4th and 5, gets the first down. 1st and goal. Titans at the 8. Quagliarini nod to his defensive counterpart on a great call. And it was. A great call is only as good as the dice will honor it. I'd love to say a wise man once told me that, but I think I just made it up. 1st and goal here at the 8. Back to a blocking back set now. Henry the tailback. They're going to key on Henry, but it's a pass. Short. And that's going to be caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown to Raduns. Dylan Raduns. An 8-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Tannehill. That makes it 21-12. That's 9. So you can cut it to 8 or you can go for 2 now. He's going to go for 2 now and try to cut it to 7. I get it. You kind of like to know. Blocking back set. Henry the tailback. 4-3 blitz here from the Eagles. 2-point conversion attempt. It's a key on Henry. It's a run to Henry. Up the middle. On his card. He's brought down right away. Keeps it at a 9-point game. 21-12 and an injury on the play. And a pretty big one. Treylon Burks, wide receiver, is going to miss the next 5 games. Treylon Burks in his rookie year had 33 catches, 444 yards, C-rated yak. He's pretty good, though. Long pass for sure. Let me look here. Wow, what do we have here? An onside kick was missed by the Titans. This is what I get for turning my head. There were 4 opportunities, and he missed it. And the Eagles, with 10 minutes plus remaining, up 21-12, take over in Tennessee territory at the 49. And yeah, I would say Treylon Burks appears to be their very best long pass receiver. He's going to miss the next 5 games. So bad break there for the Titans. Eagles going to split out 3 wide receivers. There's no running back. Goddard is in the backfield. Three-four defense here from the Titans. And Hurts back to pass. Looks short, and it's caught. Goddard again, 13 yards. There is a penalty, and that's interesting. Says Tennessee was flagged for offsides. That should be a 5-yard penalty. Says Philly accepts it, but they don't. That accept decline is not working right on the interface here. So they'll take the completion. I think that's the way it worked. I'm losing my mind because I'm thinking Goddard still has 7 receptions. It all comes out in the wash. We'll know later. 1st and 10, Eagles at the Tennessee 36. So they're up by 9. Yeah, field goal would extend it to 12, right? Yep. It would force them to get 2 touchdowns. Goddard still in as the sidekick beside Hurts in the backfield. Back to pass, looking short. Goddard's got another one. 12 yards again. 1st and 10 Eagles at the 24. And Dallas Goedert has 79 of the 126 pass yards for the Eagles today. He's now at tight end. Miles Sanders back at tailback. Titans out of the nickel. Off tackle run to Sanders. He is keyed, but still picks up 4. But there's a false start. So back him up 5 yards. 9.5 minutes basically left here in Philly. They're up by 9 and driving. Same offensive formation. Goddard at tight end. Sanders in the backfield with Hurts. 3 wide receivers. And back to pass, looking short and no good, incomplete. Caught the defense looking run, but on the defensive card got a result of defender, extra 15. But Kevin Byard makes that defensive play. breaks it up, 2nd and 15. Tennessee would love to not allow any points here. But the Jake Elliott field goal range goes all the way out to the 39 at a 2 through 6, 11, and 12. So he's in good range. From here, though, it's a 2 through 7, 11, and 12. So you need to get closer to get better odds. Still 3 wide receivers out there. Sanders in the backfield. Hurts out of the pistol. Defense flicks his pass. They finally double-team Goddard, but it's a draw. And Miles Sanders got himself a 15-yard gain on 2nd and 15. Just what the doctor ordered for the home fans. 1st and 10 now into the red zone at the Tennessee 14. 8 minutes and 6 seconds remain here in the 4th quarter. Eagles up by 9. Touchdown here and an extra point would make it 16. Titans safety Byard up close showing blitz. 2 tight end set. Sanders in the backfield. Coaches having a few words about the dice and how they're acting today. Here's a look-in pass to Devontae Smith. There's a linebacker in zone. The flats were doubled, so that's a good call by the offense. And a result of receiver, it's caught, and that's a 9-yard pickup. Devontae Smith rolled double sixes, and that resulted in his best possible result on flat pass right. 2nd and 1 at the Tennessee 5, and I thought we might see a little tush push. Here comes Kenneth Gainwell, because the only thing better than 3 rushing touchdowns is 4. The key is on Gainwell, and it's a sneak to the quarterback. And Jalen Hurts, 1st and goal as he plows forward for a 4-yard gain. Down to the 1. And here's the full house set. 1st and goal at the 1. If you can stop the Eagles on 1st and goal at the 1, you're a lucky man. Call his run. It's up the middle. Gainwell up the middle on right. He's got it. Touchdown. The Eagles, 4 touchdowns today, and every one of them a plunge by Kenneth Gainwell, 4 rushing touchdowns. And he is now 1 behind Leonard Fournette for the USFFL lead with 16 on the year. The extra point was good, and it's a 16-point lead for the Eagles at home, 28-12. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remain in this game. There's still time, but a lot of breaks would need to happen, right? Blocking back formation. Derrick Henry, the tailback. Waiting for a play call. Let's take a look here. Just checking. Looks like Miami and San Francisco has begun. That is not a game I intend to broadcast. I can't stay up that late tonight. But we might peek in on it when we get there at the time. Are we frozen here? Yes, we're waiting. Let's go ahead and take a peek, shall we? 10-1, San Francisco 49ers hosting the 4-7 Miami Dolphins. So I won't be able to connect to that game because they had a pre-file issue, and it looks like that file must have been created and sent to the coaches to use because I don't have access to it. So we will not be looking at that game, it looks like. And user dropped here. So we are officially in delay. We'll come back to that in just a second. Let's take a look at some stats while we wait for another game number to be posted. I already referenced the 4 touchdowns there by the tailback. Both teams perfect offensively in the red zone. It's just that the Eagles have had twice the opportunities getting there. Eagles have outgained them 297 to 242. Ryan Tannehill interception, the game's only turnover. Titans have passed 26 times and run it 20. Eagles have passed 23 times and run it 21. Check out those sacks. Yeah, here it is. I knew about TJ Edwards and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Okay, so those are those. Let's take a look, see if we've got that game number now. We do indeed. Bruce for the win. So let's close here. All right, looks like we're waiting for them to join. While we do that, let's take a look here. No, that's not what we wanted. This is. So the Eagles are really in no danger in their division right now, so it appears. They still have a game against the Cowboys. They already beat the Cowboys once. The Cowboys are 3-1 in the division. So, yeah, theoretically, if the Cowboys could make up 3 games, they'd have a shot. But they'd have to make up 3 games in 6 weeks. It's a tall order against a Super Bowl carded team. So the Eagles looking fairly safe in that division. But if they want to fight for the number 1 seed, as you can see, they're a couple games behind the 49ers, who are also in action tonight, already in progress, hosting the Miami Dolphins. Not seeing the coaches yet. Let's take a look here. I couldn't help but drop a thinking face there. There's our game summary from Coach Shibley as the Steelers are victorious. Give it a few more minutes here. I should maybe take this opportunity to tell everybody I really do appreciate your patience with tech issues. I know we're all hardwired differently, and for some people, a tech delay is about as bothersome as a sneeze. And for others, it's about as bothersome as a punch across the chin. So we all have different levels of patience for different things, and I get it. It's difficult, and I just appreciate those that have stuck with the league and just be patient. If you think about how good our connectivity issues are compared to what it was even 5 or 6 years ago, I think we're heading in the right direction. I think it'll be better as we move on. Eventually. I know Strat's slow. Don't get me wrong. All right, so here's our game number. Let's give it another shot. If you don't get too many interruptions, it's my preference to take this one to the end. Did I get that number right? Yeah, it looks like, because I think it's loading. There it is. Come back there. We're still full screen. Should be good. Okay. So we're underway again. Just under 7 minutes left in this game. Titans down by 16 and have the ball. There's a first down pitch out to Derrick Henry, and it's good for just one. As it once again went to the defensive card. 2nd and 9. Henry with the majority of his carries here in the second half, and that's helped them get back in the game, but the Eagles just a little bit too much so far. Here's another pitch out, and it's 6 more, once again on the defensive card. 20th carry for Derrick Henry. Third and 3, Titans at their own 46. And Henry right at the middle, going to try to get it. Attacks the 0-8 nose tackle. He's got it and he got more. That's 16 yards. A couple of boxes there on the defensive card. If you're going to use the defensive card with the frequency Henry's been using it, that's what you want to do. Add a couple boxes. 16-yard pickup as Henry goes over 100 yards in the game. It's 1st and 10, Titans at the Philly 38. Just over 5 minutes remains in this one. Henry, 236 carries on the year coming into the game. That's 3rd behind only Saquon Barkley and Bradley Chubb. Henry ranks 8th coming into the game with almost 1,200 rush yards. End run Derrick Henry resulted in a 1-yard loss as it, without surprise, went to the defensive card. 2nd and 11. 4.5 minutes remaining. Going to take 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions and most likely an onside kick as well. 3 wide receivers splitting out now. Henry still the tailback. Eagles call pass, but it's not. Pitch out Henry to his card, 2 yards only. Finally gets his card on wrong and goes nowhere. 3rd and 9. Field goal does this team no good, not with under 4 minutes to go. Third and 9, quick out pass to the tight end, Austin Hooper. And that's going to go to 0-man column, and it's 8 yards, not quite enough. Not the best roll if you're going to attack that 0-man column, and it's 4th and 1. The Titans bring out the full house formation. 3:36 remains. Might you use that to drop in a pass? Eagles come out with a nickel. So last stand here for the Titans as they've got to get this first down to have a shot. Here's a sneak to the quarterback. Tannehill goes to the defensive card, and that's good for 7. Defense was playing it safe, looking pass. Gave up the 7. Now 3 minutes remains. 1st and 10, Titans at the Eagles 22. They'll split out 4 wide receivers. Spread formation. King Henry is out. Dontrell Hilliard, your tailback. Eagles out of the nickel. Here's a flat pass. Attacking a 0-rated linebacker, but it goes to the quarterback card. Yak opportunity. And not much. Just to pick up a 4 yards there for Robert Woods. 2nd down and 6. He does not get out of bounds. Clock runs down to 2:24 remaining. Now at the 18-yard line. Might see the safety blitzing in this situation now. Doesn't have to cover that long zone. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs for the Titans. Eagles out of the 4-3. Epstein back. And back to pass. Looking short and no good. Tannehill was trying to hit Chris Conley. Found a soft spot on his short pass right. It's 3rd and 6. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Tannehill out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6. Nickel here from the Eagles. And back to pass, looking short, double on the right receiver, and it's no good. The double was on Austin Hooper successfully, but it made it to the defensive card 4 men. There were opportunities there, but couldn't hit it. 4th down and 6, and we reached the 2-minute warning. And the Titans on 4th and 6 desperately need to convert, and quick. 3 wide receivers split out. Hooper, tight end, still back in the backfield. Tannehill out of the shotgun. Eagles out of the nickel. Back to pass, looking short. And that's going to be caught. Jeff Swaim has it. Inside the 10, brought down at the 5. He does not get out of bounds. So Titans with 3 timeouts. Hurry up would leave 137. Remember, he's got to get a 2-point conversion. He's got to get a lot of things. So see what he does here. And he spikes it. Probably the right call. Leaves 1:45 on the clock. 2nd and goal at the 5. Henry back in the game. Blocking back set. 4-3 blitz here from the Eagles. Five things still need to go right for Tennessee, and one of those is an onside kick. Defense gets his pass. It's a pitch out. Henry going for the edge, and he is brought down. He did get out of bounds. Tackle on the play by Hassan Reddick. Just a 1-yard gain on the defensive card. Stops the clock with 1:37 remaining. 3rd and goal at the 4. Nickel blitz dialed up here by the Eagles. Blocking back formation. Henry still in the game. Back to pass. Tannehill looking short, but he's brought down. Sack on the play. Fletcher Cox. A loss of 10. And a timeout from the Titans. 4th and goal at the 14. The Titans have converted 3 4th downs trying to get their way back in this game. 3 for 3. They're going to need a 4th. Spread formation. Austin Hooper, tight end in the backfield with Tannehill out of the shotgun. 5 eligible receivers. Nickel from the Eagles. Boy, you're looking at the receivers with the average. Treylon Burks is injured, so you can't really throw to him. Westbrook Akin is the receiver that averages, and that's the only guy not double teamed. Deep ball to Westbrook Akin, going for the deep ball instead of a 14-yarder, and that's going to be no good, incomplete. As a long pass that went to the 2-man in zone, and that's going to do it. 1:22 remains. Eagles still up by 16, and they take over at their own 14-yard line. Titans coach Pete Quagliarini congratulates Bruce Mogg on a good game. The Eagles are going to improve to 9-3 on the year. Full house set. Run up the middle to Boston Scott goes nowhere. And a false start penalty. 1st and 15 at the 9. Titans coach expressing the type of frustration you generally only see with 6 straight losses. it's a tough pill to swallow. And they started 4-0, just been struggling late. Boston Scott, another run up the middle as the clock runs down to 37 seconds. Both teams content to let this one run out. And Gardner Minshew takes a knee. And that should be the final snap of this game. And indeed it is. Your final from Philadelphia. The Eagles led 14-0 at halftime and hold on for the 16-point victory. 28-12 is your final. Eagles outgained their opponent 353-311. Eagles just 10 yards less than their season average on offense. And the Titans just 17 yards less. So both teams kind of played to their normal performance on offense. Titans coach saying he cannot join tonight. Quiet, all right. We never want anybody to feel pressured. And I did just talk to him a week ago after his loss to the Bengals. We mentioned the Eagles improved to 9-3. That keeps them on pace to stay ahead of the Packers for the 2 seed. And we do welcome Bruce Mogg to our broadcast. Bruce, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Hey, congratulations on a big win.
Needed it. 2 straight losses.
Yeah, you kind of started to go the opposite way, and you're still pretty safe in the division, but if you have dreams of the 1 seed, this is probably one you needed, right?
Yeah, just dreams, that's all.
Don't sell yourself short. Right now, they're live playing the Dolphins. Who knows? Tua. All you can do is play the ones in front of you. You're doing a pretty good job of that. You're 9-3. How'd this one shake out for you? What worked?
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, he was busy. A-rated yak. I was surprised. It seemed you were targeting him really often in that second half and really capitalizing on his card.
Well, the way he played his defense, he doesn't go 3-3-5. He stays in 3-4. So his free safety's tied, so he can't double team the fullback. So I figure, what the hell? Until he changes, I'll keep throwing to him. And for the most part, it worked. I had a couple disappointments, but otherwise it was fine. I got lucky in the first half. 2 interceptions on one on looking and one on flat pass to snuff some of his drives, but then didn't capitalize them on that well.
He had 9 catches, 92 yards over a 10 average, so you certainly worked him to perfection. You came into the game with 76 more runs than passes, but kind of went against that with a little more of a pass offense in this game.
Well, that run defense is incredibly good. I'm surprised Sanders did as well as he did. I had a few off of his cards. That's what Pete was saying there, and that's absolutely true. Plus, Sanders hit a couple 9s off right, which is short gain right or wrong. So overall,
that's right. I called those out too.
Yeah, he was very fortunate to get what he got tonight, which helped out quite a bit. But you can't run it. If you're running all day against that defensive card, that's ridiculously good. You get minuses off, one guy in the zone, 2 guys in the zone, you're snuffed. That's the best run defense card I've seen in a long time, especially when he's got 5s as defenders too. So it's tough. It's a tough slate.
Yeah, I've had some games where I'm attacking some of these excellent run defenses that I've been able to take advantage of their hesitancy to call run, because the feeling when you're sitting on an excellent run defense is you don't need to call run. But I've also had the opposite experience. I know specifically against San Francisco, I tried to run into that, and that was a brick wall. So I know what that feels like, so I totally get it. But you got it to work for you, and so now you're 9-3. That's a good thing. We're looking at, and I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but it looks like after the Titans, you are going for a road trip to the Big Apple to face the Giants this coming week, 1st of 2.
Yeah, and those are always tough games.
Division games are.
Always. And he gets the best out of that team all the time. So Yeah.
And he's also moving in the right direction. I'm going to have to look at it, but I know he started slow and he's all the way back to 5-6. So looks like he lost his first 3, then he won 3, got to 3-5. I guess not as bad as I thought, but he has won 2 of his last 3. He got beat by the Cowboys 24-10. But yeah, he's always dangerous, and he's 5-6, which means he's still fighting for a wild card. And I expect you're going to have your hands full in that game.
Yep. Every game it always is, no matter what. Like it seems like a mismatch, but it's not in this game. Now, when you have a good coach, he coaches them well. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on another big win, and
Okay.
when the season moves on, we'll look forward to seeing you again as we head down to next week.
Okay, thanks for broadcasting, Tim.
Yeah, you know it. Have a good night, Bruce.
Take care.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it tonight. The pursuit of the Harlan McLean Trophy continues. A big win for the Eagles and Bruce Mogg, and also a big win for Peter Shibley and his Pittsburgh Steelers as he moves half game ahead of a lot of those teams fighting for that last wild card spot. That's going to do it tonight. We have more games coming up tomorrow. There is also Dolphins and 49ers playing right now. I have no pre-file to check on that for you, or I will. We'll look forward to seeing that score in the morning. That's going to do it. We'll look forward to more action tomorrow as the USFFL rolls on.